Hello, everyone. Greetings to you. I am Surabhi Jamal here with my YouTube channel, Read Between the Lines, curated just for you. Today, I'd like to read and discuss a poem from the Grade 8 Tulip series, Jammu and Kashmir syllabus textbook. The name of the poem is A Nation's Strength, written by William Ralph Emerson, an American poet, way back in the year 1891. The textbook, however, mentions the name of the poet as Ralph Waldo Emerson. This is incorrect and needs to be changed. So, what makes a nation truly strong? Is it its gold, its riches? Is it the fact that many wars have been waged and won? Is it the fact that the rulers have shiny, glittery crowns, the people who are full of hubris and pride? Let's find out in the poem A Nation's Strength what is it that the poet wants to convey to us. Come, join me. A Nation's Strength, written by William Ralph Emerson, an American poet born in the year 1833. He passed away in the year 1917. Emerson was an architect and wrote poetry occasionally. This patriotic American verse, often taught in schools in years past, is frequently misattributed to William's more famous cousin, Ralph Waldo Emerson. I guess it's an easy mistake to make as their styles are similar, but please note how William, the architect, has constructed the entire poem around the architectural metaphor of a nation supported by pillars on a strong foundation. Let's look at the title, A Nation's Strength. What does a nation mean? A nation is used to describe a distinct group of people who are united by a group of factors, namely common descent, culture, or language, and who generally tend to inhabit one particular area of land. So, this is what he means by a nation's strength. How will the nation be made strong? So, William Emerson uses vivid imagery and metaphors to convince the reader that the strength of a nation is not in its wealth or military prowess, but its people. Written in the 19th century, this poem might seem rather old fashioned for modern readers. It's a quite serious poem as it resembles a call to action for fellow citizens to wake up and take the right steps to build their nation. It is a six stanza poem and each stanza has four lines. The poem follows the rhyme scheme AB, AB. Let's read A Nation's Strength. What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundation strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that round it throng? The poet begins with two rhetorical questions. A rhetorical question is a figure of speech where no answer is expected from the reader. It is used to highlight or emphasize on a point. So he is asking two very important questions that what are the things that make a nation's pillars high, its foundations so strong enough to defy or challenge its enemies, its foes that have surrounded it in a large number. Throng is to surround in a very large number. He begins the poem with a metaphor. He compares a nation to a building. Pillars create an image of a massive structure. So the poet makes several questions to clarify, to make clear what he wants to say. In the very beginning, he equates a country to a big building. This is a metaphor. Then he puts a question as to what are the things which makes its pillars high, its foundations very strong. What are the things that can challenge its enemies who have crowded around it? You also see the use of an alliteration in the line, what makes it mighty to defy? Two consonant sounds in two words in the same sentence makes mighty. This is an example of an alliteration. Let's read the second stanza. In the second stanza, I read, it is not gold, Its kingdoms grand go down in battle shock. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. In the second stanza, the poet himself answers the questions that he has asked in the first stanza. He says that it is not gold that makes a country great. Now, here gold stands for the material progress of a nation. A nation may have large treasures of gold, money, natural resources. It may be having a very high per capita income, but material progress is not permanent. Wealth is also not permanent. It may come and it may go. The riches also make a person or a nation proud and rash. So any battle can ruin the material progress of a person or a nation. And we have so many examples in the modern world regarding this. Even the mighty and richer countries can get destroyed. So the riches and material progress do not provide strong foundation to a nation. The building which stands on a weak foundation may fall at any time. The foundation made on the basis of wealth is like that made on sinking sand, not on durable or abiding rock. It may fall any time. It may be defeated by its enemies at any time. In the second stanza, we again see the use of an alliteration. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand. Shafts, sinking, sand all use the same consonant sound, hence alliteration. Let's read the third stanza. Is it the sword? Ask the red dust of empires passed away. The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. In this stanza, the poet again puts a question, a rhetorical question. Is it the sword that makes a nation strong? Here the sword stands for power. The people who are economically strong threaten others of dire consequences. They even fight and terrorize them to accept their supremacy, their power. Similar is the case with the nations who are strong and powerful. They bully other nations to accept defeat. I am sure you'll agree that history is replete, full of examples of fierce battles fought between such rulers. The poet suggests to us to ask the dust of the empires which are no longer existing, the result of such fierce battles. The bloodshed has made the strong pillars of those empires weak, as rust has forced the iron to decay. The glory of powerful empires has never lasted for long, is what the poet wants to say. In the next stanza, and is it pride? Ah, that bright crown has seemed to nations sweet, but God has struck its lustre down in ashes at his feet. After explaining that battles never made a nation strong, the poet proceeds to say that the pride of wearing glittering crowns also never made their nations powerful. Emperors and kings in the past have been fond of wearing bright crowns on their heads. They also felt proud of being powerful and owning great empires. But soon their pride had to fall down, as seen in the slide in front of you. Their glory had to fade away with the passage of time. Kingdoms may have achieved glory by making victories over weak kingdoms, but that glory was never permanent. Let's read the last two stanzas. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who for truth and honor's sake stand fast and suffer long. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly. They build a nation's pillars deep and lift them to the sky. The poet explains his points clearly in a straightforward manner in the last two stanzas. He says that it is not gold or wealth that makes a nation strong. Only the people who can stand by truth and honesty and who can suffer long for these great virtues can make their country great and strong. These are the brave men who are always alert and active. These are the men who sacrifice their sleep for the safety and security of their country. These are the men who dare to challenge the enemies of their country and never run away from their duty. Fly over here means to run away, abandon. These are the men who make the pillars of their nations deep, strong, and take them high in the sky. They are the ones who provide a strong foundation to their nation. So, the crux of the poem is actually revealed in his last stanzas. One also sees a culmination of the narrative, the story that he's been building up over the second, third, and fourth stanzas, where he discusses what cannot make a nation great. In those stanzas, the idea that money, wealth, violence, pride, all which are ingredients to a certain extent in our mental picture of a great nation, he actually breaks that notion. Ironically, all these are factors which man has very little control over. The poem's last two stanzas, however, inject us with a dose of optimism and assures people that the only ingredient required to create a strong nation is strong people. I will replace the word men with people because both men and women will make a nation strong. Every human being is faced with a choice as to what kind of person they wish to mold themselves into. And if they mold themselves into the hard-working, honest, and strong men that Emerson refers to, they can become a vital cog in the wheel spinning towards national greatness. These are factors people can actively control, and not only are these controllable factors, they are motivating ones too. Building a strong and great nation is an excellent incentive, motivation for even the most demotivated human to step up and make something of himself or herself. So Emerson's "A Nation's Strength" motivates all citizens as to how to help build a great nation by dismissing wealth, violence, pride, which are factors which divide people's opinions greatly, and by providing the image of a recipe for greatness which requires only the relentless human spirit, he helps in uniting the consciousness of the nation.
I'm sure you'll agree with the poet's views that it's the people alone, that will make a nation truly great and strong. I do hope you've understood the poem in totality. Thank you so much for listening in. This is me, Surabhi Jamal, taking your leave right now. Hope to see you soon again. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.